Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Continuing with the BJCP style guidelines, we're on style 18B, American Pale Ale. Overall impression, a pale, refreshing, and hoppy ale, yet with sufficient supporting malt to make the beer balanced and drinkable. The clean hop presence can reflect classic or modern American or New World hop varieties with a wide range of characteristics. An average strength, hop forward pale American craft beer, generally balanced to be more accessible than modern American IPAs. And of course, for the style, I got another local beer is the Cigar City Invasion Tropical Pale Ale. All right, so let's check out the comments history, character ingredients, all that stuff. So these comments are really interesting because they make a point of saying, new hop varieties and usage methods continue to be developed, which actually this beer is a great example of because it has a bunch of, New Zealand hops in it or whatever. Judges should allow for characteristics of modern hops in the style as well as classic varieties. So they're basically saying if it has some new weird hop that you've never had before, you can't penalize it for that. Hopping styles can vary from classic large bitterness addition to more modern late hop bursted examples, which I think this is going to be a great example of. All variations are allowable. History and characters ingredients, basically saying, pale ale malt and of course North American or New World hops. Wide range of allowable characteristics. Style comparison, cleaner, less caramel, and less, fermentation characteristics than an English IPA or pale ale or whatever. So at the bottom, less bitterness in the balance and alcohol strength than an American IPA, more balanced and drinkable, and less intensely hop focused and bitter than session strength American IPAs, aka session IPAs, which is interesting they mention that, even though they don't have a designated session IPA style. We will get to that though, probably next month. All right, so let's check out all our vitals. 30 to 50 IBUs. I think this one's 36 or 34. 5 to 10 SRM, 4.5 to 6.2 ABV. So, all right, so since we already got it poured, let's just dive right into the aroma. Tropical fruitiness here, you name it. Mango, guava, passion fruit, papaya. Definitely like a pink, ruby red grapefruit kind of thing too. More like the actual like pith or the peel than the fruit itself. Slightly grassy, but that's okay. It smells pretty good. As far as the malt, it's just a nice clean, slightly honey kind of maltiness to it, but you're not. This isn't the kind of beer you're drinking for the malt character. The fruitiness I assume is from the hops, not from the yeast. So it smells pretty good. Let's check the specs on aroma. Modern and strong hop aroma from American or New World hop varieties with a wide range of possible characteristics. I'm going to skip the rest of these sentences like that. None of these specific characteristics are required, but hop should be apparent, obviously. Low to moderate maltiness supports the hop presentation and may optionally show small amounts of specialty malt character. They don't mention honey in there. Fruity esters vary from moderate to none. Dry hopping, if used, may add grassy notes, of this character should not be excessive. Like I said, there's a little bit of grass, but and they said it should not be excessive. It's not excessive, and I don't know. This beer smells really, really good. I'm gonna go 11, maybe even a 12. We'll come back. Appearance, well, it's a little hazy. That's fine, probably from the dry hopping. Nice honey color, like a deep amber, probably about a 7 to 9 SRM. Yeah, that's, again, a 7 or 9 SRM. And it did have a pretty big head when I poured it. And I'm sure we'll build it back up after I pour more in there. So let's check the specs on appearance. Pale golden to light amber, moderately large white to off-white head with good retention. Generally quite clear, although dry hop versions may be slightly hazy. Yeah. So I assume this is dry hopped. Cigar City, of course they're going to dry hop a pale ale or an IPA. All right, so flavor. Here comes the best part. Cheers. Up front, I'm getting genuine tropical fruit flavor, like fruit flavor. Like I said with the aroma, papaya, passion fruit, guava, all that stuff. So nice grapefruit. Grapefruit kind of that pithy, kind of I don't say astringent, but just that dry bitterness on it. But tropical fruit up front. As far as the malt character, it's it's pretty nondescript. Sorry, I keep repeating myself, but You know, like I said with the Aroma, it's just, you know, see, there you go. Nice foam right there. Just 2-row malt, so it doesn't really have a lot of characteristics. I mean, toast, caramel, biscuit, you know, stuff like that. Not really getting it. There may be like a little bit of like a honey kind of character in there, but that's about it. It finishes hoppy, but it doesn't finish like dry per se. So I'd say it's like, you know, a medium dry finish and, you know, aftertaste. It's not, I mean, the hops definitely are lingering, but because these are mostly late edition hops, like there's not like a shit ton of, you know, alpha acid in there and everything. So, yeah, you get a residual hop flavor. It's very tolerable. The beer is actually quite refreshing as you're drinking it, or at least as I'm drinking it. All right, let's check the specs on flavor. Moderate to high hop flavor. Typically shown American and New World character. We already showed that. Low to moderate clean grainy malt character supports the hop presentation. It may optionally show small amounts of specialty malt character. Birdy, toasty, biscuity. Yeah, like I said, tiny little bit of honey in there. The balance is typically towards the late hops and bitterness, but the malt present should be supportive, not distracting. Absolutely agree. Caramel flavors are often absent or fairly restrained, but are acceptable as long as they don't clash with the hops. I don't get caramel. I mean, maybe just like a faint little bit, but to me it's more like a honey kind of flavor. And it definitely does not clash with the hops. Fruity yeast esters can be moderate to none, although many hop varieties are quite fruity. Yeah, if there's fruity yeast esters in here, I can't tell just because the hops are so fruity. Moderate to high hop bitterness with a medium to dry finish. Okay, so it does say high hop bitterness, and I would say that actually, for a pale ale, it actually is one of the more bitter pale ales that I can recall having. Although it's also one of the like most like juicy, fruity kind of pale ales I can recall too. Hop flavor and bitterness often lingers into the finish, but the aftertaste should generally be clean and not harsh. That's exactly what I said. Dry hopping infused may add grassy notes, so this character should not be excessive. Yeah, I mean, there's like that kind of a spicy little grassy kind of thing in there. So, I mean, this thing is living up to these specs like perfectly. I mean, I think I'm going to go 19 on this. I could almost go 20. Maybe I will. Mouthfeel, I'd put it about medium body, medium high carbonation, very smooth, no alcohol. It's 5% ABV, so, you know, fairly sessionable beer. Nothing that you're going to expect to be like a alcoholic bomb like that. Yeah, so nice, refreshing kind of thing that, like I said, like the hops do linger. So like it's refreshing while you drink it, and then the hops kind of linger and they kind of dry you out, so you want to take another drink. But this would be a great beer to have like with a lot of different types of food. So yeah, nice drinkability on this one. Cans really help too. Let's check specs on mouthfeel. Medium light to medium body, moderate to high carbonation, overall smooth finish without astringency and harshness. I agree. I mean, yeah, I mean the hops linger, but it's not like super cloying or you know, astringent, drying me out or anything like that. I'm gonna go with full 5 out of 5 on mouthfeel. Overall impression, I'm gonna say 10. I mean, this is like pretty much a perfect pale ale. The total score 48 out of 50. Could I give it a full 50 out of 50? Yeah, I probably could. Why don't I? And this will be the second time I've given a Cigar City beer a 50 out of 50. I also gave the Good Gourd a perfect 50. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm just like really splitting hairs here. Yeah, so I'll bump the aroma up to a 12, and I'll bump the flavor up to a 20. I mean, this is what an American pale ale should be. All right, so I am rambling. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.